Hi everyone and welcome. This is your recovery class. So for this class we've got a few extra props. We need a bolster, so you can use a pillow if you'd like, or a folded up blanket. We also need a strap, and you can use a belt or a scarf if you don't have a strap. And then we need some kind of ball, so a tennis ball is perfect, or like a lacrosse ball is great. We'll get started. Let's begin in a child's pose. So any child's pose that feels right for you, knees wide, knees together. And once you're comfortable, once you get there, let's take a deep breath in and out. We'll do two more. Breathe in and out. Let's make this last one nice and audible. So breathe in through the nose. On your next breath in, let's walk the hands closer towards the face. We'll press on up to all fours. So hands are right underneath shoulders. Knees can be right underneath the hips or maybe a little bit wider for this, but we're going to do some cat-cow. So inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round. And go at your own pace, follow your own breath. And any other added movements that you need. Let's meet in a neutral spine, and we'll reach our right arm all the way up to the sky. And as we exhale, let's thread the arm underneath the left wrist and come all the way down onto the shoulder and onto the right cheek. A few choices with that left hand. You can keep it as it is. Maybe you want to walk it forward. Maybe you want to reach behind you and towards the right hip. Whichever you choose, you're breathing 3 rounds before we move to the other side. So where that left hand is, will make its way back towards the face. We'll press into the palm, reach the right arm all the way up to the sky, and then bring it back down. I always like to add in a cat-cow, so I'm going to lift my belly and then round. We meet in neutral. Breathe in, reach the left arm up to the sky. And exhale, slide it under. And you can walk the right hand wherever you'd like it to be today. Next breath in, walk your hand next to your face, press into the palm, reach the left arm all the way up. And back down. Good. Lift the heart, lift the head, breathe in. Exhale, round. Inhale, meet in a neutral spine. And we'll come on down to a seat. And you can choose your seat. I'm going to grab a block and take Virasana, but you're welcome to take cross legs. And we're going to do what's called flossing the shoulders, or what I call flossing the shoulders. So grab your strap. And you can make it nice and long. Let's reach the arms. Grab either opposite ends, and we'll make a V shape as we reach the arms up to the sky. And when you exhale, you're going to bring the arms back behind you. Good. Around, maybe toward back to shoulder height. So when you do this, you might notice that your body wants to compensate and pressing the heart forward, maybe pressing the low rib cage forward. But we're going to try to keep that low rib cage back and focus on breathing into the opening at the shoulders. Let's take one more breath here. And then we'll bring the right arm up to the sky on the breath in. The left arm will slide down the back. And then we'll pull that left arm down as we pull the right arm up. So you might be feeling this more in the right shoulder this time. And then again, check in with your chest. Maybe you want to pull it back a little bit. And this might be a great time to welcome in your Ujjayi breath. That ocean sounding breath in the back of the throat. Breathing in, both arms reach up. Exhale, other side. Right arm slides down, left arm reaches up. Breathing in, arms reach up. And then we're going to walk our hands a little bit closer together. Reach the hands away from each other, create the resistance. And then again, maybe the arms come back behind you. Ooh, good. And then again, our body wants to compensate. Let's bring it back in and breathe deeply into the spaces. Good. Breathing in, both arms reach up. And exhale, arms can come down. You can take the strap off to the side and place the palms face down on your thighs. Then let's close down the eyes. And we'll take the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale, roll them back down the spine. And we'll just do a few shoulder rolls. And we'll pause and then go in the other direction. So the shoulders squeeze at the back first and then they round forward on the exhale. Good. We'll take a pause. And then you can come down off of your block. We'll make sure we have our strap nearby and make our way onto our back. So now we're going to get into some leg recovery. Good. And as you land, let's bring the right knee in towards the belly. You can give it a nice squeeze. We'll grab our strap. And we'll place the strap around the foot. I like to place mine where the heel meets the arch. Some people like to place it on the ball of the foot. You can experiment, your choice. But we're going to extend the right foot up towards the sky. The hands are going to slide down the strap so that the shoulders are relaxed on the ground. The right foot is flexed, and let's take a breath in. Take a look at your left foot. That left foot is flexed too, and the leg is in line with the hip. So as you breathe in, we're pulling the right foot towards our face. So you can feel an opening in the back of the right leg. It's okay if that leg or the knee is bent. Most likely there's a micro bend in the knee. So both straps are going to come to the right hand. You'll place the left hand on the left hip, and we'll bring that right foot off towards the right. So it's going to come down, but not so far that that left hip starts to pop off of the mat. If you feel it start to pop off, that's where you'll stay. And you'll feel this most in the right groin. So as you come to where you feel that your leg is going to stop, you'll start to pull that foot up towards your shoulder. Then you'll breathe into the right groin. These are some of my favorite openings and recoveries, stretches. They feel so good in the body, especially after a long walk or a run or bike ride. As you breathe in next, we'll bring the foot back to center. Good. And this time we are going to spin the foot so it's moving towards the left shoulder. You can take both straps in the left hand. The right hand can just come off to the side and place it face down on the mat, or palm down. And then we're just going to cross that foot over the body ever so slightly. And then we'll press the hip back in towards its socket, so back in towards the ground. And you should be feeling this in the outside of the right leg, so like the IT band. And it feels so good. This one is my favorite. Let me breathe into that space. Inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll keep both straps in the left hand, and this time the right hand can come off to the side like a T or a cactus shape, and we're going to bring the right foot all the way across the body, and maybe it comes all the way down to the mat, or maybe it feels good just hanging and holding it there. Our gaze can come over the right shoulder, so this time we're really in a nice big twist. Inhale, the foot comes back to center. The straps come in both hands once again. The shoulder blades are relaxed on the ground. Good. So we're going to pull that right foot back in towards the face again. Take a breath in, lift the head so you can gaze at the left big toe. And then we're going to lift that left foot up off of the mat about 2 inches and flex the foot away from us. And then we'll breathe. So we're pulling that right foot in towards us. We're pressing the left heel away from us. We're breathing. We're making sure that left leg is in line with the hip. And we have a soft face. One more breath in. Exhale, lower the foot first. Lower the head. And then keeping the right foot as it is, we're going to slide the strap off to the side, take a breath in, and as you exhale, slowly, slowly lower that right foot all the way down to the mat. Once you get there, just pause and notice any changes, any sensations arising in the right foot. Does it feel any lighter? Longer? And as you breathe in, we'll pull the left knee in towards the belly and give it a nice squeeze. We'll grab our strap. And place the strap around the arch of the foot or the ball of the foot. Good, so that left foot is flexing in towards us. We're pressing the right foot away. It's flexed as well. Our shoulders are relaxed, but we're pulling the left toe in towards our face. We have a nice micro bend in the left knee. And again, it might be really nice to invite in the Ujjayi breath. Take both straps in the left hand. We'll open the left foot off towards that side, making sure to keep the right hip onto the mat. And then whenever you land where you need to go, we'll start to pull the left foot in towards the head. And breathe into the groin. Breathing in, bring the foot back to center. We'll spin the toes so that they're facing towards the right shoulder ever so slightly. We can use the right hand to grab both straps, and then we start to bring that foot across the midline as we press the hip back in towards its socket. Oh, and it feels so good. Inhale back to center. Left hand comes off to a T or a cactus shape, and then we guide the foot all the way across the body and land in our twist. Inhale, foot comes back to center. Take both straps in each hand, or either side strap in either side hand. Good. We'll flex the right foot, take a breath in, lift the head, gaze at that foot, make sure it's in line with the hip, and then lift the foot up off of the mat about 2 inches, pulling the left foot in towards your head as you breathe in and out. Last breath in. We'll lower the right foot first. We lower the head, keeping the left foot as it is. We can slide the strap off to the side. Take a breath in and slowly, slowly lower that foot all the way down to the mat. And notice. It's always tempting just to move right into Shavasana here, but we're gonna do a little bit more before we get there. So let's bend both knees. We'll come off to one side and then press into one hand and come on up to a seat. Okay. We're gonna come to a seat on our heels and then use our bolster and our ball. Good, so you can come on up to bringing your shins onto the bolster. Your knees will slide off forward. And then we're gonna bring our ball right on top, or right at the anterior fibularis muscle. So it's here on the outside of the shin where the knee starts to come down into the leg. And you can either stay and just breathe and put pressure onto that area, or it might feel good to move the ball around. Maybe you need to find the spot that feels like super sticky to you and press into it. This is also a great one for anyone that's using their legs a lot, runners, walkers, bikers. And this point is, it's one along the meridian lines for acupuncture. So it's one that's used a lot just for general well-being. Let's take one more breath on this side. And out. Okay. And then we'll take our ball and bring it to the other side. Finding the space that we need. And breathing. Take one more breath in. And out. And we'll place our ball off to the side and come on down off of our bolster into a seat on our bum, and we'll bring our legs nice and wide. Good, so we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. You have a few choices with your bolster. So some people like to use it so that it just comes right into their groin. Others like to bring it so that it comes into their belly. You're welcome to let the feet relax here and bring the bolster maybe underneath the knees for a little bit more restorative practice. I'm going to bring my bolster so that it's coming up into my belly, and I'm going to activate my feet just a little bit, and then I'll feel a little more in my hamstrings. So once you've found the place where you want to go, you might want to experiment a little bit. We're going to start to tuck the chin and then just roll forward. And you can let the head hang heavy, or maybe you add some blocks to let the forehead relax down. And we're moving into are more yin-like, are more restorative yoga postures. So we're going to be in these postures for a few minutes, so make yourself really comfortable. If you're finding it hard to fold forward like this, it might be that you need to add something underneath your bum, so like a pillow or a folded blanket underneath your bum. And if you have a lot of space underneath your knees, then maybe you add something underneath your knees as well. Rolled up towels work really well, rolled up dish towels. And we'll check in with our jaw. As if you can move the lower jaw away from the upper jaw. And lips slightly parted. And rest the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth right behind the teeth. As you breathe in, we'll start to press into the palms and make our way up into a seat. And just take a moment to notice, to allow your spine to adjust, to be present for the rebound. And if you have a block, you can place it off to the side. We're going to continue to use our bolster. We'll place it the opposite direction on the mat, depending how you used your block. And then we'll bring the palms in underneath the ankles, lean back a little, or underneath the thighs, lean back a little bit. And slide your legs in. Good. So we're going to slide our bolster so that it's underneath our knees, and then bring the soles of the feet together and the knees open wide. And we'll come to a Supta Baddha Konasana with the bolster underneath our knees. So whenever you're ready, you can start to make your way onto your back. You have a few options with the hands. You can let them rest by your sides, palms facing up. It might feel nice to add in a little bit of a heart opener, so you can reach the arms up, maybe grab opposite elbows above your head. Or maybe you're feeling a little more vulnerable, so one hand is at the heart, left hand is at the belly. And you're welcome to close down the eyes. And allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you are feeling. You might notice that everything is beginning to slow down. Your body's beginning to feel more restful. Your breath is slowing down. Your thoughts are slowing. We'll take one last breath in and out. You can start to bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. The knees are still bent, reaching up towards the sky. We'll move into a supported bridge with the bolster, so you can sort of slide your bolster up towards your bum, and then we'll press into the feet, lift the hips, and then slide the bolster right underneath the sacrum. Bringing the hips back down, letting the palms relax and soften. We have a few options with the knees, so If you're feeling a lot of sensation here, it might feel good just to walk the feet as wide as the mat and knock the knees in together. Or you can stay just as you are. Or if you're feeling like you need a little bit more sensation, maybe you send the right leg long. And if that feels good, maybe the left leg comes long as well. And I'm going to stay just as I am, bent knees, about hips width distance apart. And we'll take one final breath in and out. And so if legs are long, let's slide them back in, and then we'll press into the feet, lift the hips. We're just going to slide our bolster back so that it's underneath our knees, and then we can sort of keep sliding it so that it's underneath our feet and our knees are still bent. Okay, and then we're going to bring the right ankle across the left thigh. Flex that right foot a little bit, slightly, and then you can stay here or maybe pull the left knee in towards your belly and wrap your hands around, creating the figure four shape. And we can work on softening the muscles around the right hip, the right glute, the psoas. And we'll take one more breath in here. And let it go. Good. So keep the legs as they are. Let go of your hand bind and bring the sole of the right or the left foot back to the bolster. And we're going to slide the right knee so that it's right on top of the left knee. Then we're going to take a breath in. And then we'll come into a twist. We might need to adjust the bolster just a little bit so that it's underneath our knees. Good, so the arms will come off to a T or a cactus shape, and then we'll guide our knees over to the right. Gaze can come over the left shoulder. And if it feels like too much compression in your legs, you can always just undo the bind and come to a knees stacked twist. Inhale, bring our knees back to center, undo our bind, and move to the other side. So the left ankle comes on top of the right thigh. We'll make sure we're flexing the foot a little bit and then pull the right knee in towards the belly. Soften your shoulders. Allow the lower jaw to move away from the upper jaw. Take one more breath in and out. And we can bring the right foot back to the bolster. We'll slide the left knee so that it's touching the right, or you can have stacked knees. Arms will come out to a T or a cactus shape. Then we'll bring the knees down towards the left. You might need to adjust your hips a little bit. And the gaze will come over the right shoulder. And inhale, knees will come back to center. You can undo your bind, and we'll hug both knees in towards the belly. It might feel nice to rock gently side to side. And then we'll squeeze our knees in nice and tight. And we'll pull our forehead up towards our knees. Create this tight, tiny little ball. We'll breathe in and out. Last breath in. And as you exhale, you can let your legs float long, pressing the bolster away from your bum so that it's right underneath your knees. You can let your palms relax, facing the sky, and close down the eyes. And bring your attention to the space in between your eyebrows. And allow it to soften. Move the low jaw away from the upper jaw. Rest the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, right behind the teeth. Slightly parted lips. And the shoulders soften down away from the ears towards the mat. The palms gently rest. The hips become heavy. The heels become heavy. Your bones become heavy. Sinking down into your mat and resting softly in the earth below. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin to awaken the body up. Wiggle fingers and toes. Start to move the earth that compacted down around your bones away. It might feel good to point the toes, reach the arms up overhead, arch the back. Nice, good morning stretch. You can bend your knees and roll to one side. Taking a few gentle breaths in this posture. And pressing up into a seat when you're ready. And if you have meditation in your practice, this is a wonderful time to take your meditation. I am going to say goodbye, so bring the palms together at heart center, bow the chin. We'll take a cleansing breath, so release all of your exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Hold it, sip in a little more air, and let go. And we'll ask that this practice be a benefit to all beings. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me. If you liked it, please share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe.